He touched us and started using the knife and started hitting us. I'm telling you, it didn't enter. It was just bouncing like when you're hitting something on a carton.
Sheba's childhood memories are of hunger and a struggle to survive.
It was really difficult because sometimes you just wake up, you start thinking of what to eat. Your mom will start cracking her brain because she's the only one taking care of the 5 children.
His father died when he was a baby, and his mother could not keep him and his 4 siblings in school.
So I have to start looking for jobs, doing different kind of jobs, just to make ends meet.
Sheba eventually fell in with the wrong crowd, with the hope of making quick money to take care of his family.
I find myself hanging out with bad boys, but in the house, they see me as a very good boy. But outside the house, I know the kind of life I live.
A life of drugs, alcohol, violence, and women. But soon, Sheba got tired of the local scene in Port Harcourt and decided to raise the stakes by moving to Lagos with his cousin.
But I told him, okay, before we move, we need to just arrange ourselves. It was like, arrange ourselves how? I said, we have to go and visit the shrine.
A juju priest prepared good luck and protection charms for Sheba and his cousin.
He touched us and started using the knife and started hitting me. From my neck to the feet, from my neck to the feet. I'm telling you, it didn't enter. It was just bouncing like when you're hitting something on a carton. That's when I knew that, man, I'm good to go.
Sheba arrived in Lagos and was introduced to the underground drugs business.
We happened to meet a drug dealer, a drug baron too in Lagos. And he gave us the drug, and we deal the first deal, we brought the money, and it was just flowing.
Sheba and his cousin were making quick money, but they spent the money as quickly as they made it. And to make more money, they needed to explore new territories.
Someone told us in Abuja that the business is lucrative. I was like, okay, then let's go and face it over there. Being a bad boy, with belief of charms that you've done, hoping that with those charms and everything, things will work out very fast.
But things did not go as planned, and it appeared the charm had lost its potency.
Getting to Abuja, it wasn't easy at all. We saw a different face of hustling. Not knowing that the person we gave the drug to is a junkie. He saw some of the drug, he took some of it, and to bring back the money was a problem. And that is how we lost everything. So I stayed, and things became very, very rugged, to the extent that I was wearing just one trouser, one shirt, and one shoe. Nowhere to sleep.
Sheba still got by selling weed to raise money for food. But soon, he came face to face with the law. He was busted during a raid and incarcerated.
No hope. My people in my state don't even know my whereabouts. To them, they felt I'm a dead man. So no need to even start thinking about me because no means of communication.
With no one to post his bail, Sheba stayed in jail for over a month until a local church heard of his plight.
And even when they bailed me, to them, they felt, okay, they've done something good for me, and because of that, I'll start coming to church. But I went back and I will start living my normal life. Sometimes, even when he comes to preach to me, when he comes like that, he will see me smoking weed. Well, like, instead of him to criticize me, he will tell me, do you know Jesus loves you? That word alone, that line alone pierced my heart.
Sheba finally followed his friends to church just to please them. And that marked the turning point in his life.
And I have about 5 wraps of weed in my pocket. But do you know that when I entered, I heard a man of God preached. Instantly, everything about me changed. I cried from the beginning of the preaching to the end. Before they call altar call, I see myself running out. I brought out the 5 wraps of weed and I dropped it on the altar. From there, gradually, I started going to church. I started hearing the word. It wasn't easy for those things to just drop, but The more I kept hearing the word, the more I kept dropping those things.
Today, Sheba serves God in his church choir. He says God is meeting his needs and he has returned to school to prepare himself for a greater future. To express his gratitude to God, Sheba has this chant in his native Ekpeye language.
Chineke meka here, meka here, meka here, meka here. Ho cho 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 cho. Huo, ho che. Eh, ya kwobule.